Welcome back to the Western Wilds on Farming Simulator 22 for episode 23 with me, MrSealyp. I have got a massive field that needs to be ploughed, or created actually, so I'm going to go and do that. If you didn't see the previous episode, go back and watch it. No, I'd like you to go back and watch it. What I'm going to do, I'm going to plough 11, 12 and most of 13 because I haven't done the woodland here, I haven't done that yet. But all of this is going to be one big field. So I'm going to head out and do that. I'm also going to, today, maybe it might be tomorrow, July. I might skip forward. I'm trying to think crop-wise. Anyway. And we're going to be putting in the Barrels and Pallets Production building, probably somewhere about there. And I might be upgrading my harvester. My harvester that I got, that was a real kind of budget. I mean, it's done the job brilliantly. The only downside to it, minor downside, is it doesn't like large trees. So you have to have the crane head really close to the harvester. If you try and pull the crane head further away, it can tip the thing over. So I might upgrade. That one cost me 145 grand, I think it was. And there's one for 180. A Valmet Komatsu Valmet. Anyway. But what I also thought I would do is wish our American cousins happy 4th of July. If you've already celebrated over the weekend, I hope you had a great weekend celebrating your 4th of July. Or the 4th of July celebrations. Independence Day. If you're celebrating today, actually on the 4th, I thought I'd do this. Look. Let's get some flags flying. Why not? Happy 4th. So what I've got to do now is hopefully get this up between the crops where I'm not going to damage anything, which I won't damage anything. There you go. That's for you guys. Happy 4th of July. I'm not going to show me doing the entire field. It's just going to no, I say it's going to take a while. It might do, it might not. We might be all right. But I'll start off with this. Sometimes I use the pickup. I might switch to the pickup because it will do it quicker, but I'll probably do the outside using the big old class because it works well. I'm glad I left this gap this side. I think the one that the next field over is a lot thinner. I don't think I left myself as much space. What I might do is gravel this. Then I've got a road that leads up between the two. I think I might do that. Put a gravel track in up to here, which will lead me up to the bigger field. Yeah, you know what? I think I might. I'm going to head to the top corner because I know where that boundary edge is because it's where those trees are pretty much. And you'll be able to see where I cut the grass up to. I'll plough down to here, then I'll go all the way across, then up and then around. Then once I've done the outside and I know kind of where my boundary is, I can go from there. Yeah, you can see where the grass is. I'm going to come just inside that again, more for sort of crop control really. I leave myself a lip all the way around the edge and also leave myself a bit of a gap if I bring vehicles up. If I do put a track in there. There are bigger ploughs available now, but this is the one I bought and I thought I'd stick with it. As well as the fact this is a single hitch. I'm sure those other ones are 3-point link mounted, so this one works a little bit better for what I'm doing. In my opinion. Which always seems to be my opinion. Whether you value it or not, that's entirely up to you. But let's leave myself a bit of a gap there. I can cut the trees down at some point. What I'll probably do when I harvest, I'll go around the outside anyway, do the headlands, then go from there. So let's drop that down to create fields. Try and keep it as straight as possible. It doesn't matter if the edge isn't as straight as it can be. At least doing the edging using this rather than the pickup. It's a little bit slower, gives me a little bit more control. The pickup tends to really get going, and when it does, there's always that risk of, you're getting a kind of a fairly wonky line. When that happens, if I start to go too far to the left or the right, I can just adjust ever so slightly. It's a little bit more controlled, more sedate. So yeah, thank you for all the support on this Let's Play. I'm thoroughly enjoying it, and I know people seem to be. Views are good, and people seem to be enjoying it. I've got to do that YouTuber thing. If you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe. I know when I check the analytics, and I don't do it very often, I think something like 50+% of people that are watching the videos regularly aren't subscribed. Subscribe to the channel for more fantastic content when it comes out. Have I left myself enough room? Probably not. That's all right. That should be, actually I might have gone too wide there. Let me just give myself a little bit of room. I can always adjust the other way. Yeah, better off cutting long than cutting too short, because you can always take more off, you can't add more afterwards. Yeah, I've got a little bit of a gap, that's right, I'll just come over a tiny little bit and I can adjust that later on. So, as you can imagine, it's going to take quite a while. This will then need liming, and I will fertilise it as well. And I am seriously considering doing, I said in the last episode, I might sugarcane it, you know. It'll be insane. Or do I do something sensible? Do I put like another barley crop in, or something where I'm going to get loads of straw swath that I kind of need? Or do I go for a more sensible crop, like a huge soybean? I mean, generally speaking, I would do soybean if I'm trying to make money. I mean, you can make money on all crops, and it's that same argument that always gets had. Soybean normally pays quite well. As to sunflowers and things like that, I'm doing sunflowers already. But the thing with the ones that pay out well, the yields aren't great. So the yields are lower, but they pay out well. Other ones where they pay out poorly, the yields are very high. So you get so much more crop. And, you know, I say it balances out. I suppose the point being that you haven't got as much work to do. So you can do a smaller field with a higher yield, a higher a higher paying crop, than having to put in tons and tons of hours of doing a crop that doesn't pay as well, but you've got a lot more crop to harvest. Does that make sense? Anyway, that's kind of what I'm going for. It's quite a big gap I'm leaving, but this is going to be a massive field, so I'm not too worried about it. Actually, that's fairly straight. I'm quite happy with that. Better than I usually do. And I'll probably take my line up there heading north as close to the edge as I can. Again, I'll go around with the harvester on the first run round, or first couple of runs round, and if I decide to hire a worker, at least I've given myself a boundary that it can then turn around easily. I might as well utilise the space as best I can. I'm sure one of these fields, and I can't remember which one it was, is really wonky. I think it might be this one here. It's not as straight as I would have hoped it was. Again, because I'm using this, that line's pretty good. I think it was because I used the pickup, and at one point it kind of strayed off course a little bit, and by that point it was too late. It was too late for me. Save yourselves. So I'll see you later on. Whether it'll be tomorrow, I mean, it's only 2 o'clock, but trying to think what else I need to do. I might buy the harvester, get my new harvester. So we might take the old one, trade that in, because I do need to do a bit more logging, because I do need to keep supplying the northern sawmill, even if the other ones are well stocked at the moment. But that being said, if I'm going to do the barrels and pallet production, chances are I'm going to need to load more lumber anyway. So I might as well. How's that? There we go. That will do. Let's try and keep that straight that way. Yeah, so I think it's probably time to upgrade my harvester. I'm not going to go for mega expensive, like I say. It should be able to do larger trees, or not the massive ones. I don't think even the bigger harvesters do those. The Cobra and stuff like that, but it will control the other ones a little bit easier, I think. I think it's being supplied by Vector Man, I think, off the top of my head. So yeah, we'll go and do that. 145 grand to 180. It's not a massive step up, but yeah, I think it's probably time to do that. Can't remember how far up I need to go here. Normally I have the map open bottom left. I have my GPS open so I can see where I'm going. There we go, that's a little bit better. At least I can see where I'm getting close to the boundary, because I don't want to, if I get right up to it and then it says you don't own this land, that extra bit that you've gone too far, it won't harvest, it won't go anywhere near it. So as I go up, again, you can see where the grass is, and I'm checking grass in front of me versus my my sat nav. So if I stop about there, again, leaves yourself a bit of boundary, but I've got plenty of space. I just don't want any issues with harvesting, and I have added a couple of the other fields where you get up close to the edge and it says it won't allow you to harvest, and I don't want all that. A little bit too far over again. So yeah, as I said, I'll see you later on for more fun and hilarity. I don't know about hilarity, but more fun anyway. That was no bad. Okay. It'll all be good. Nearly 2:30. The ploughing of the field is done. I'm going to leave the liming till a little bit later on, and hopefully by the end of the episode, what I'm going to do is lease the. It's under. No, hang on. It's under beet technology. I can't remember which one it's under now. No, potato technology. There we go. The GL860 multi. I'm going to lease that. It doesn't matter what colour it's in, does it? Oh, blimey. Okay. Let's just leave it. Did I leave it in that last time? I can't remember. Let's lease that. So that'll be for later. So hopefully I'll start getting some sugar cane in the ground. That was sugar cane, wasn't it? I'm not losing my mind, am I? Yeah, sugar cane, potato, or poplars. We did poplars with it. I'm going to do sugar cane. What we're going to do now, though, is we're going to swap out our current forestry machine, which was the one I got originally, which was that one. 130 grand for the forwarder, but then 145, an extra 15 grand if you go for the harvester option. So that's what I'm going to be selling, the 560F, and I'm going to be buying the Komatsu Valmet 911.4 for 180 grand. A little bit bigger. That's 75 horsepower, that's 228 horsepower. That only weighs 6.3 tons. This is 16.9. So you can see quite a bit of difference in the size and scale. I'm leaving it on Nokians, and I'm going to have it as a Valmet. So let's buy that for 180 grand. That's there, good to go. This one we will now sell. And like I say, if you're looking for a cheaper alternative to getting into forestry, I know you can use chainsaws, you can use whatever you want. That has been brilliant. I've cut down 500 trees with that. And that was since the US Forest Service came through. If you think before the update to the map, I'd already done however many trees already cut down. And then it got thinned out a bit. So I've done 500 after thinning. So, yeah, fair bit. We're doing all right. What are we going to get for this? Wow, okay. That cost me 145. 3.6 hours through it. Bearing in mind, that's only being used like chop, cut, 3 that's... Wow, I'm quite surprised with that. Let's repair it. Price has gone up a little bit. And we'll sell it for 115. That's a big chunk towards the new one. Excellent. So what we're going to do now is take that. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Now this is slightly different because it's got that. I'm not a big fan of it, but that kind of strange movement. I mean, it's not strange, you know what I mean. I like this for 180 grand. Yes, it's an older model, but it will do the job, won't it? So, we're going to head down to the main production area in the centre-ish of the map, and we're going to put in the barrels and pallets production. I kept saying pallets when I was referring to planks. So then what I need to do is set my sawmill to run planks and beams, because that's what the new production takes, planks and beams. So we will get some beams being made now. I've been doing the planks, I'm doing them regular slot work because they've been making me a lot of money. I think I've got, what, 670,000 litres of lumber has gone in now. So we've got plenty. So we'll get that running for a little bit. We'll get some planks and beams, and then we'll get that in. And then we'll get some barrels and pallets being produced as well. The next step on from that, I think, will then be, is it paper and cardboard boxes? There's one for that as well. There's something to do with that. Is it glue? I don't know if there's a silo you buy, because I don't know where. Actually, it's a good point. Where would you buy glue? I mean, we could get horses now. I'm joking. Joke. Sorry. I don't even think it's a thing, is it? Cornmeal, crisps, all the stuff that I'm producing. So yeah, well, prices on those are pretty good. Barrels and pallets, yeah, not bad prices. Paper, cardboard, bark mulch, that's all the potato stuff. No, so do you just buy a thing of glue? Oh, I'm not sure. Well, I'll have to look and get that. We're not getting to that yet. And I'm also a little bit concerned, only because placing this, I'm not sure where the pallets spawn. And I'm going to place it, potentially, the pallets could spawn amongst the trees. I think they'll be out the front. again. I say the pallets, barrels. I'm assuming the barrels will be on pallets. I haven't used this yet. I haven't touched it. So this is going to be a kind of a test. That field is it's massive. We're going to get through a lot of seed. Now again with that, I don't know if I'm going to be buying poplars. That's probably the other thing to check as well while we're here. Sorry, I know I'm in and out of here. No, that one. Let's go down to here and look at our pallets. If we buy, yeah, poplar pallets, there, sugarcane 380 for 2,000 litres. So it's going to be more beneficial to do that than it is to be buying seed to put into that seeder. So hopefully, unlike when I got clobbered with the... That's a good point, actually. I'll buy one this time because I've got a load of poplar pallets sitting there that the seeder wouldn't take. So potentially... I hope it takes that, otherwise I've got to pay for seed and that's going to get really pricey. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Again, these are all bits and bobs I want to do. I didn't want to go to the next episode. It be in July, we've got barley to harvest, I think the barley bread's harvest, and all of a sudden I've got a new production facility, I've got a new tree harvester, and kind of, although I would explain that I bought them, it's, you know, I don't want to jump the gun. Our production should be close enough to each other. I'm going to bring over the other telehandler that I've got over where the gold production is. I'm going to be using that for moving pallets. Again, I haven't really done extensive testing on this. There'll be people will put in the comments. Something that I'm not sure about, because you can't set it, is at the moment my north sawmill is set for pallets of planks to distribute, and that distributes those pallets of planks to the carpentry. However, when I put in the new building, which I'm going to put in around here, I think, if I set the planks and beams from our sawmill here to distributing, how does it know where to distribute them to? Will it distribute them to the carpentry, or will it distribute them to the new building? That's my only concern. I don't know how it knows. So I think I'll just do it manually to start off with. If it gets a bit overwhelming, I might set it to distribute, just go past an hour and see where they end up. You know, like I say, I haven't done really a lot of testing on multiple productions all running the same product, so I'm not sure. Or at least if I did, I can't remember doing it. Anyway, so let's get this put in, shall we? Okay then. Fingers crossed. I was still a bit further over than I thought it was going to be. What I've tried to do, again, like I did with one of the other ones, I've tried to fit it in so the power cables, it misses everything. It goes over the top of the building. We don't quite hit that. I mean, the barrel, okay, don't worry about that. But this side where we put stuff in, I think we put something in, we've got enough of a gap here, but there's no hazard marked area. Actually, that's fitted in all right there, isn't it? For where our barrels and stuff will appear. If we click on this now, so pallets and barrels require planks and beams, different amounts. So what I need to do now, which I haven't done before, is go over to here, set this running, and for the first time we're going to run beams through this as well. Now if they're going to produce as fast as they have been doing before, it's not going to take too long. So let's click onto here, wood beams and wood planks. Like pallets again, sorry, planks and beams. Why can't I get those two separated? Right, and it's off. So there's plenty of storage here for wood chip and bark mulch. The wood chips are being transferred over directly to there. If I go back to doing wood pellets again, I say I've got a lot of productions at the moment which are dormant, but we'll get them going. And this one I think also produces wood chips when that gets going. So I guess what I'll do is, yeah, while that's producing and we get the first few pallets, I'll get the telehandler over. I'll get the liming done of our large field, and like I say, I'll show you on the map again because it's I kind of showed you where it was going to be, but that's what it. Look at that! What have I done? No, that'd be fun, wouldn't it? I'm thinking to go bigger. If we expand even further, Obviously each month, because we are earning really good money, I might buy a 6 plot and do like an absolutely colossal field. I might do. That's the sort of stupid thing I do, isn't it? So yeah, again, I'll see you in a bit when we've got a few of these ready to go. I'll get the telehandler over and I'll get the liming done, and then hopefully we can get this production up and running. Get a few bits over, and I don't know if by the end of the episode, it depends how fast this produces, but we're on our next step, I guess. Okay, here's where we're at, and I'm puzzled. And possibly what I was talking about earlier may have just happened. I'm just thinking. So, it produces more planks to beams, so the plank to beam ratio, yeah, more planks. So when I got to 8 pallets of planks, and I think 4 or 5 pallets of beams, I switched the plank production off just for the time being. So I've now also got 8 pallets of beams. Then what I did, it was about 5 to 3. I switched it over so beams were on distributing. So what we'll see in a second, let's just pick up the first of those, first of our beams, take those over, is that at 3 o'clock the beams that I was producing did distribute straight over to our barrels and pallets production, which is great. Now if I'm right, putting in is done over here, and then taking out wood chips will be over the far side. There we go. So our beams are going in. So here's what I was talking about. My concern, if we come over here, if you look bottom right, beams now 6,893. So 2,000 I've just put in. So 4,893 had already gone, but it says planks 138 litres. Now, our sawmill there, our planks are set on storing. So I can only think that our planks that are coming from our north sawmill, which were originally distributing to the carpentry, are now distributing to here. Which is not what I want them to do. I want the planks up there to be going to the sawmill. Or at least I did. Actually, to be fair, I wonder... I know it's annoying because I don't want it to be doing that, but I think I've got plenty in the carpentry at the moment, but it's just frustrating that that's happening. And there's no way of diverting. I don't know how you would go about switching it over. So what I'm going to do now is bring the beams over and some more planks, and then we'll get this running on our barrels now pallets. I don't think the production speed's as fast. I don't think it is, but anyway, my field, my big field, I'm going to call it the American field. We'll call it the American field because it's 4th of July, it's Independence Day. That's the day I did that, because obviously it covers multiple plots, so we'll call it the American field. And that's being limed at the moment. So once the liming's done, actually I'll take some of these first, take some planks. If I can, oh no, that wasn't far enough over. Let's swing that way a bit, do that. Can I take 2 lots? Don't see the reason why not. Pop those down, do that, there we go. And then we can get this at least starting. Shall I set it on? I'll set it on both. We'll do barrels and planks, and we'll see what happens. Like I said, there's no hazard marked area or anything, so I'm assuming it's going to be out the front. Cool. So we should have 4,000 litres of that, and I'll put some more in just a moment. Now, I'm assuming they're going to appear here. If they don't, then we're in trouble. We're in real trouble. So pallets, 200 and 500 will give us 500 and 200, 200 and 600. So, well, yeah, well, let's just put it on. And we've got one storing. Wood chips will set to distributing. So the wood chips should all carry on going over. I assume they're going to go over to the carpentry. But if they weren't, they would store here. And I think this is where we take the wood chips out of if we want to do that. But I might as well send them to the... We'll send any wood chips that's producing and this is producing over to the carpentry. If that gets full, then I'll set them both onto to storing. And then we can sort of see where we go from there. So I'm going to take a couple of minutes. I'm going to put these all over. Actually, while I'm in the telehandler, let's go and have a quick check over here. I'm sure I've got plenty of planks, we've got plenty of lumber, we've got plenty of wood chips. I'm not going to have a problem over here whatsoever. Let's just click on the doorway there. That's what we're looking at the moment. 375,000 litres of wood, planks 111,296, and then wood chips 286,000. So if the planks have been diverted, I suppose what will happen on the next hour, I've got to remember that number, I'm going to write that down, and then we'll see if on the next hour any planks go into there. If they don't, I'm not sure what we'll do. 111,296 litres. It's all good fun, isn't it? Yeah, so like I say, that's dormant at the moment, but we can set that off and running anytime we want. All off of just logs and yeah, just coming in here. That's all it's running from, which is amazing. And I've just walked away and left the telehandler. Let's grab the telehandler back. Spinnery, I need to bring the wool over because I can't get that pallet storage to distribute for some reason. The beams pallets, I don't know what's changed, it's weird. Some pallets seem to work, some don't. The beams weigh 1.1 tonne. I have got the liftable pallets mod on, which you've seen before. I sort of said we had it and I could load or unload manually if I wanted to. The beams, however, aren't. They're not liftable. So I'm not sure, I don't think I've turned it off at all. I'm not sure why, unless the beams were always going to be like that. And it's interesting as well that having that seed, I suppose it's potatoes, I was to say that the potato pallets now are coming out as 2,000 litre pallets, but none of the others are, but I suppose it's because they're potatoes. So that's the seed farm, seed potato farm. We'll do that, I suppose. Now, so my other concern, the reason I did beams, I could put beams onto distributing, was because the carpentry doesn't take beams. The carpentry does take planks. So if I put my carpentry here on distributing for planks as well, are the planks going to go to the sawmill, to the carpentry, or are they going to go to our barrels production? So it might just be a case of, while I'm running this, planks I'll just have to do like this myself, or throw them all onto a trailer and bring a trailer load over at a time or something like that. So once I know I've got enough beams and stuff in here, I'll yeah, I'll just bring a load of planks over. So I can do that like I've done off camera before, where I've let my planks run and I've taken a full trailer load over to sell. All I'll do is off camera load up a trailer and bring a full load over and put it in here to make sure I've got plenty of wood beams, and it's just stacking everything up, just storing everything. And once I've run down, because I'm going to be using a lot of my lumber that's in the sawmill, I'll then get a load more forestry done and I'll get my sawmill stocked back up with lumber and make sure everything's kind of bases are loaded, bottom of the 9th, that kind of thing, you know? That's what I'm thinking anyway. I want to, by the end of the episode, at least have one pallet of barrels and one pallet of pallets, or one pallet. We'll see how they come out. I have done a very rough load of, as you can see, it's not the tidiest loading of pallets. However, we do have some production, and I'm a bit concerned because we seem to be getting some weird distribution of pallets. Let's put those there. Do that. Take those off. But we are getting pallets and we're getting barrels. Oh, I thought there'd be barrels, like you'd have actual barrels. It's just pallets, and it says barrel on it, but we've got our pallets, we've got some barrels. Now, again, this is just a chance to do something different, to do some extra stuff, to do things I haven't done before. I've never run pallets, I've never done barrels. We're doing them because they're here. These are heavy as well, so I can't manually move them. I'm going to have to use my telehandler. It may be more beneficial to run one than the other, I think, because this keeps happening. They're not spawning like clear of each other. So maybe just do barrels or just do pallets, then switch over. We have got at the moment 10,000 litres of beams, planks 5,000. We've got more to put in. It's using more planks than anything else. But the thing is, the price for these, selling them, is pretty good. It's over 3,000. But at the train yard, the price for just planks is still more. So I'm better off just selling the planks than I am. I mean, the cost of the building, and that's on this map. But that's not to say it will be on every map. There's the train yard. The train yard pays quite well. I'm on normal economy. I'm not an easy. That got adjusted. That got sorted. But it does pay out better at the moment for planks. But like I say, this is about doing different stuff, giving it a go. And I'm not sure whether or not either of these are required for doing paper and cardboard. I'd have to look at that as well, because if they are, the knock-on effect would be that I do need to produce these to produce the next thing along the line. If not, it might just be they require, well, other things. We'll have to have a look and see what those things may be. So I need to move these. Actually, what I will do, I think, let's go to here and let's switch to, let's turn that off for a second. Let's just do barrels for the time being. And they should land a little bit tidier. We'll move the pallets out of the way, then I can switch over. But yeah, it's good. And the production's fairly quick as well on this. I wasn't sure how fast it was going to be. And it's pretty awesome. So what we'll do is continue putting these in. For some reason, I just want to take that one. There we go. And then what we'll do, we'll go up and we'll grab our multi-planter and let's start getting some sugarcane in the ground. I just want to, the liming's done. We had a bit of a mistake with the liming. I set my worker off to do the final, or one of the strips down to give my border, rather than turning, he was going east to west, rather than turning around and coming back, he turned the wrong way and then limed across fields that have already been limed, and by the time I realised what it had done, it had used about 5,000 litres of lime. It's not a problem. My lime production, again, I'll just get some rocks in, get some water in, rather than having my lime production on selling, I'll just set it to storing, and I can just restock my lime if I need to, so that's all good. I have just stopped the production of beams. No, beams are still going. Planks I've stopped for the time being, because I wasn't sure what to do. I'm going to wait until I don't know what to do here. I'm going to take a chance, although it's still a long time, 20 minutes. What I'll do is wait till just before 4 o'clock and then I'll set that off, planks distributing, and we'll see whether the planks go to the carpentry or over there. If they go over there, great. Then I've got the option. We can run carpentry, we can run the sawmill. I can just sell planks on their own and make good money at the train yard, or I can distribute them over to our barrels and pallets. We can run barrels and pallets. It's all options as we move forward. And then obviously the spinnery's there, I need to get that going. And then once we've got barley, that's what I'm thinking about, maybe doing another really big field and doing a massive wheat or massive barley, because I want to get some flour going, or some of the other options that are there. That we can do corn flour, the cracked corn and corn meal. I want to do that, but there's another reason for the corn. I don't want to silage harvest all that, because our silage production is going absolutely brilliant at the moment. So I guess what I'll do is, let's do that. Actually, probably should have done. Don't normally leave it like that. Let's do that first. Then we'll do that. Right, yeah, so yeah, I'll go and grab that planter. While we're up there, we'll check on the poplar situation. I'll get 1 pallet of poplars. If it won't load in, I'm going to have to buy seed. But again, it's not, I keep saying, oh no, I've got to buy seed. But all I then need to do is run my planks for 10 minutes and then take a load of pallets of planks to be sold, and we've made a load of money. Yeah, that's still not working, is it? Every other one is coming out at a funny angle. Oh, you know what, I'll put the other one back on. I thought that would solve that problem, but quite clearly the spacing's not quite right, is it? Oh well, it is what it is. The moment of truth then. I've bought 1 pallet of sugarcane. 2,000 litres. Now we'll see. Please work. Oh, okay, that's going to be cheaper than buying seed. Brilliant stuff. I don't know why the poplars wouldn't work. Those poplar pallets are still sitting over there, so at some point if I want to do a load of poplars, I'm going to have to use the regular plant for that. Right, so what I need to do now then is go to here and buy a load more. I've got a funny feeling I'm going to be backwards and forwards quite a bit, but it's going to be a much cheaper way of doing it like this. Let's start with that. And we'll see how far this takes us. That's a very big field. It's not going to take us very far at all, is it? Yeah, if you're not familiar with this, I have used it before for doing the poplars. You can buy it, it will do potatoes, it will do poplars, it will do sugarcane. It's just a quicker, larger option. It's not realistic, it's just a multi-planter, I think. Again, it's in the description. As far as harvesting as well goes, am I going to use the sugarcane harvester? Probably not. I'm probably going to go for one of those headers that goes with the forage harvester. Actually, I need more. I didn't think I would need that much. Okay, I thought, for some reason I thought it held 8,000 litres. Again, memory. It's a good thing though. I don't know why I feel nervous. I shouldn't do. I just don't want to do like 2 strips and use all of it, you know, and then realise even buying it fairly cheaply like this, I'm still going to require that. But like I said, I can more than make the money back. I've got 3 pallets of gold sitting waiting to be taken. I've still got methane at the biogas plant because the manure's just constantly chugging away. So I think I've got about 38,000 litres of methane that I can sell straight away. So as far as covering the cost of my seed and hiring workers and all that kind of stuff, we're more than okay. So we'll unfold it as we go. Then this will need fertilising and rolling. Again, that's the thing that's really freaked me out, I suppose, from any of the previous versions, because you've got because we're rolling now. When you've done your seeding, you roll and it gives you a slight increase, you know, that kind of thing. When you've done potatoes, and obviously when you do sugarcane, normally you've got the sugarcane in the ground, having the ridges and then rolling over it, you're like, oh no, you know, is it going to work? It's just a different kind of dynamic. Yeah, so I was heading that way with the liming. The worker got to the end of this strip here and went that way rather than that way. So yeah, did waste a little bit, but again, not a major problem. Oh, that's what I was going to do. Bear with me a second. Sorry, I was just putting my wood planks on at the sawmill and putting them to distributing to see where they end up, because I am kind of, oh yeah, this one doesn't need turning on, does it? We just drop it down and it works mechanically. I do have access to this land, don't talk absolute nonsense. And then goes our sugarcane. I'm just looking across here thinking, yeah, monster sugarcane field, and then thinking harvesting's going to be interesting, and then where to put it all. Actually, it's what? No, the biogas plant takes sugar beets, doesn't it? It doesn't take sugar cane. Although, it will give us a good opportunity to put a sugar mill in. Might as well, we're going to have tons of sugar cane, so we can get a sugar mill in and we'll get a load of that going as well. Oh yeah, can't we do... Oh no, what was that I was thinking of? It might be one of the... Oh, what was it called? The packing plants, the packing facility. What did that do with sugar? One of them was syrup. There's a soy milk, but wasn't there a sugar syrup? Yeah, we can do that. This was just one of those random things of I suddenly remembered, oh yeah, hang on, I haven't done sugarcane in ages, let's do it. And at this speed it is going to take quite some time. Although we're not getting through. I mean, when you think about it, right? This is a really wide planter for doing sugarcane. I think the standard ones, the standard sugarcane ones. Let's just take a work on that a second. The standard sugarcane ones. No, there. Sugarcane technology goes out to 2 meters, 1 meter. What we running at 6, 4 or 6, isn't it? Something like that. Yeah. So we're 3 times the width of a standard one. Can you imagine doing this field with a 2 meter one? Whoa! The mind boggles. So anyway, as you can imagine, this is going to take quite some time. But this field has now been created. We have got a barrels and pallets production in place. We have got some produced. We've got our new tree harvester, which I'm going to crack on doing a bit of that. And this is where I will leave you for the end of this episode. Tomorrow, or next episode, we'll be into July. I think what we'll do, we'll go ahead, because it's nearly 4 o'clock now, we'll go ahead, we'll be into July, we should have barley to harvest, I think. Cows will probably produce a load of slurry, and we should have a whole load more stuff, because I can take slurry to the biogas plant as well, can't I? Yeah, all good. And we'll have milk, and so we can then look at dairy, and oh, it's all very exciting. So, I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you're still enjoying it. If you are, and if you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.